Confirm you can still see my screen. Yeah, QA stands for quality assurance. Oh, thanks, Candy. All right. So moving on. So the next session, the journey so far, the good, the bad, and the lessons. Um, so what this session is all about is to share some of my experience on the journey so far, 12 years plus in the industry, places I've worked, the mistakes I made, the wins, the good, the bad, and the lessons. All right. First, as you can see, it says here, what your hands finds to do it with all your heart. Um, One thing I'll try as we progress in this session, I'll really want us to, sit down and reflect. And it's all about how we can get better. Trust me. Even your speaker right now, sometimes we say these things to encourage ourselves to do better. It's not like we are 100% yet, but we strive to just give in our best. So we are encouraging us to also, open our hearts to this, receive it, pick what, you feel probably areas you lag in and you need to do better in. Yes, so whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your heart. Idleness is the real enemy of growth. Many wait passively for opportunity while others are busy preparing and end up seizing them. So what are we trying to say here? Do not be idle. And whatever you are doing, do it with all your heart. Put in your best. Be intentional about what you are doing. All right, moving on. Um, so fast forward to from when I was born to 2013, when the tech journey, thinking started surfacing. If you ask me 2011, 2012, even early 2013, will I work in tech? The answer is no. All right. 2013, the waiting season, that wasn't how I do. So while I was job hunting for a bank role, I didn't stay idle. Yes. Um, 2013, I remember, from different banks, from First Bank to Sterling and all those banks, running different interviews, nothing ties, and keep getting rejection, but while doing all this, I spent every day learning website design, staying up late, not knowing I was building discipline and capacity to dive into a tech role I had no knowledge of. Now, before this whole staying up late and learning web design, those that have heard my stories knows me saying before 2013, I couldn't sit for 1 hour stretch learning anything or reading up or doing something meaningful. I get tired easily. But the day I made up my mind to, you know, learn something, grow, was the day I started staying up late. I started learning something and all. And while doing this, I was unconsciously building capacity for my next role. Now, when an opportunity came for software testing role, the truth is I wasn't fully ready technically, but I was ready mentally and physically, and grace spoke for me. Now, what's the lesson here? Well, again, whatever you do, give it everything. Uh, Never stay idle. Excuse me. Yeah, never be idle. The grind now you will prepare you for the doors you can't see yet. Now, what was the bad experience for me then? I missed my first opportunity to be interviewed in Congress simply because I had no data on my phone. Yeah, the first time I was called, I had no data. I didn't see data as something important. So I only do my internet whenever I feel like until I lost the job. Then I knew having data is a priority for me going forward. Now, um, says there growth begins at the end of your comfort zone. You know, if it feels hard, you're on the right path. Many of us are still in our comfort zone. We want things to, come with ease. Well, not bad, but again, we need to shift away from our comfort zone to chase what we really want and what we want to be. Um, it says that if you feel that, then you're on the right path. We'll still speak more to this. Um, Fast forward to 2014, the unexpected QA breakthrough. I joined Conga as a software tester with no prior knowledge in software testing. Thanks to a good friend of mine, Mr. Samuel Bode, now the founder, CEO of SAID Integrated Science and Services and Chloe Health, who referred me to Conga. When I joined, I embraced the challenge, I learned fast, and I started sharing knowledge after surviving tough automation tasks. Lesson learned here, you can learn on the job if you are willing to grow. Stay humble, never forget those who helped you rise. Share what you learn, it multiplies your value. I chose to start sharing knowledge when I realized those that were my colleagues back then had knowledge. And when I started sharing knowledge, I realized that the more I share, the more it multiplies, in me, and the better I become. What was the bad lesson for me here, or the bad experience rather? I lacked soft skills like communication, time management, which almost cost me my job. Yes, I got the job, but I almost lost it because I lack soft skills and communication. We'll still speak more to this. Looking at time, yeah, we're still on track. So according to Zig Ziglar, it says you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. For those of us that are still wondering when to start or still thinking of how I'm going to get my first tech job or how I'm going to land, my dream job. The thing is, don't stay idle, don't wait. You have to start to be great. Start now, even if you feel unqualified. Um, so after 2024, fast forward to 2027, spent 3 years in Conga. After 3 years, I moved to Summit Tech. Here, I got the job without an interview. CEO Adekunle, former colleague at Conga, called me directly to come and resume in his company. And why did this happen? Because people are always watching you. I always tell people, your friends, your colleague, your bosses, everyone is watching you at your place of work. They are watching how you are working, how you are delivering, how you are adding values. Nobody wants to work with, excuse me, anyone that is probably maybe lacking technical skills, soft skills, or is not, adding values. Lesson here is be the kind of professional people can vouch for. Your character, your work ethics, your skills, and your attitude will open more doors than your CV ever could. I'm still going to share more experience around this, but take notes. Now, every challenge you conquer, about that, let's quit my, yeah. So every challenge you conquer today becomes your testimony tomorrow. Hone your struggle, it's part of your story. Embrace challenges. In fact, love it, because if you embark on anything and you're not being challenged, I don't see you growing in that bit career or job or whatever. Challenges make us better. It makes us experience fast growth. Okay. Now let me talk about my career path highlights, and I'm going to share some things outside of this and quickly come back to the lesson here. So after Kunga, I got Kunga by referral and Summit Tech as well as referral. And I joined other companies like OmniSwift. I was contacted on LinkedIn. Prior School, I was contacted on LinkedIn. Indicina referral from a former colleague, now a co-founder. Pangia referral from a former colleague. Quidas, a referral from a former colleague. Then the likes of Softcom, MCOPA, Traction App, Zone, Krupa. This came directly from LinkedIn. People coming to my chats, having looked at my profile and hoping I could join them. Then Carry Force, referral, former colleague, now co-founder in Carry Force, Renest, LinkedIn, Andela, I applied. Now you can see the pattern. three things here: the places I applied, the places I was referred to, and the places where um, I was contacted via LinkedIn. Now, what am I trying to say here? The lesson we should all learn is number two, or let me just speak on both. Be the kind of professional people can vouch for. That's one. How can people vouch for you? It speaks to your skills, your deliverables. Are you result driven? Are you the type that is always giving an excuse or the type that is always getting the job done? And secondly, your character, your work ethics, your skills, your attitude will open doors more than your CV could ever done. Um, and this is my story and this is my testimony. I chose to grow. I chose to embrace challenges. I chose to learn. I chose to share knowledge. I chose to be kind with my employees. I chose to be friendly. I chose to be of good character. And by doing so, most of the places I've worked is either I'm being referred or I'm being contacted on LinkedIn. Yes, is it that I don't apply? Yes, I applied. There are some places I've applied to, done some contract jobs on the side too, Yes, so why am I sharing all this? It's not because I'm the best QA engineer. I haven't achieved all the success I want in life, but I just feel the little I know and I've seen and experienced, I should share them. And while doing this, for those coming behind, they can learn from our experiences and do better, even better than we did. Um, Another interesting story here. I once spent a year learning the basics of mobile automation on my own. Now I teach the same basic skill in just 1 month. So what we're just trying to say is, learning from experienced people also, makes the journey shorter. And all the mistakes they've made, you don't have to make the same mistake. You just have to, build on what these guys experience and scale up better. So guidance, community, and storytelling can shorten someone's journey. So what took me 1 year to learn on my own, I can teach someone in less than just 1 month. Um, yeah, I also have a testimony. The last time I was jobless was in 2017. Uh, yeah, 2017, when I was in Conga, the company had to downsize and it affected like more than 50% of the workforce. And yes, I've been laid off, but God always prepared something ahead before, anything else happened. All right. So while we are rounding up, final advice, anyone can learn tech if you are willing to walk the path and subscribe to its demands. Yeah, for every growth, there's a demand. There's a demand for, learnings and so on. Secondly, love the challenges that comes with it. That's where growth hides. You need to love challenges. You need to, if possible, revamp your mindset to love challenges. Challenges is what makes you get better on your job. The more um, problems you solve, the better you become. In fact, the happier I become, when I solve challenges. Enjoy the process, seek knowledge, add value, share knowledge. Enjoy the process of growth, learnings, and all the challenges that comes with it. Continue to seek knowledge, continue to build yourself, continue to get better, and try and always add value, be it to people or your organization. For every company you work, always have the mindset of, I need to add value in this company. I need to be known. My impact needs to be felt. And again, let's learn to share knowledge. Finally, your soft skills, your character, and your likability are just as powerful as your technical skills. Again, your soft skills, your character, and your likability are just as powerful as your technical skills. In fact, these three things can even get you more opportunities than your technical skills. Because when I look at um, good soft skills, good character, and are likable, I see them as people that are ready, that can, learn on the job, people that can grow, people that can embrace challenges, people that even though their technical skill is not matching my expectation now, but I know these people can get to where I want them to be. You get. So here it says success doesn't come to you, you go to it with skills, effort, and character. You know, I've been saying things around skills, character over the years, and I've been able to attribute it to my growth and success. And this is me saying that success doesn't just come to you, you have to go with it. And while going after it, have the mindset of skills development, put in hard work and efforts, and let your character also reflect in everything you do. Um, Finally, growth mindset. While we're on this mentorship program, let's have at the back of our mind that applied knowledge is never wasted. Whatever you do now determines your level of growth. And remember that applied knowledge is never a waste. We want to grow, we want to change level, it all start now. And also, for those of us already in different industry and companies, just don't have the wrong mindsets. And okay, let me put it this way. One of the things that kills, our mindset on, on how we can grow and do better is when we start focusing on things that are not priority. For example, well, I won't say they're not priority, like money, money is good. We all need that money. But if that's what is driving your reason why joining an organization, it could rob you of some of these things that we're talking about, like your growth, adding values and all. Because by the time they stop paying you your desired salary or what others are earning, then it's likely your morale will drop, the values you're having will drop, and so many other things. But instead, let it be the reverse, be focused on adding values. Because trust me, everything you do now, every values you add to an organization doesn't end with that organization. It's an asset that you carry anywhere you find yourself. So if you are able to build capacity in company A, or you help them rise to a certain level, everything you've applied in that company, that you've learned in that company, is your property. It's something you carry elsewhere. So don't think it's just for the company. Today, most of the things I've been able to achieve even outside of QA had the learnings from other organizations, had the values I've added in other organizations with intentionality. So again, remember, applied knowledge is never wasted. Next, what you put in now, even in your current role, is what defines you tomorrow. On your current role, if you decide to just sit on your current skill sets and you're not, passionate about growth, that was still what defines who you are tomorrow. That's still what defines your experiences tomorrow. Like I always tell you, experience is not about years. No, it's about what you've been able to achieve in a time frame. Um, Whatever you put now determines your next level and how fast you grow. Growth is not measured by years, but what you are able to contribute within a time frame. See every job, every project as a chance to build your future self. That's one basic truth. See every company you join, every role you currently own as an opportunity, as an avenue to build your future self. And it can only happen when you're intentional about adding value and continuous growth. Just like many of us are on this mentorship program just to gain more knowledge, it's advisable that everything you learn, it must be applied, you know. Um, Finally, tech is evolving fast. It's either you grow or you fade. I've worked with former colleagues that are fading today because they refuse to grow. They were so comfortable with where they were then, what they were earning, and not knowing that things are changing. Technology is evolving. New tools are coming into play, but they refuse to grow. And today, they are not as relevant as they should be, you know. So um, again, the your future is created by what you do today and not tomorrow. So let's start now. Let's start building capacity. Let's be intentional about growth. Let's think of adding value. Small, consistent steps build great career. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of today's session. Um, Right, so we still have 13 minutes. So I'll leave room for questions and answers.